driving based upon car make. This was put together by GoCompare.com. Their car insurance spokesman, Matt Oliver, released the list. This is the percentage of polls that this car make was mentioned, okay? So at number 10, nobody got this one, 7%, Porsche.
Yeah.
Number 9, nobody got this one, also 7%, Volvo. Number 8, 8%, Jaguar. Number 7, Gator, you got this with 8%, Ford. Number 6, Gator, you got this with 8%, Range Rover. Number 5, Gator got this with 9%, Jeep. Number 4 with 11%, Dominic got Subaru. Number 3 with 16%, Audi. That is from Jamie. Number 2 from James in Detroit, 18%, Mercedes. And number 1 by a whopping margin with 39% mentions, car brands considered to have the worst drivers. John got this. It was BMW. So there you go. Cars with the reputation for having the worst drivers. Seems to be a bit of a higher percentage income. Now, do you think that this is the people that drive these cars make more money, spend the money on their cars, and don't care about the rest of the world? Or do you think that this is people hate the people that drive these cars, so they inherently are going to complain about the way that they drive?
Yes and yes. I think both of those are spot on.
Okay.
I think there's a form of jealousy because it's the higher end car. And I also think that the person that drives the higher end car doesn't care about anybody else on the road.
They're a little bit more into their own thing.
For the most part. Yeah.
All right. By the way, if you want to share for us the school you went to, what year you graduated, and you had a suit on, you can also do that. And by that, if you're just joining us, the show somehow, as it's been known to do, went off the rails with people talking about the fact that they, in high school gym class when there was swimming, would swim naked. That the schools didn't require that you wear a suit. In fact, you weren't supposed to. You would swim naked. And we've had people text us the school, the year they graduated, and the word naked. You can also text us the school, the year you graduated, and suit if you want. Say swimsuit if you want. And we will read a bunch of those so we can distinguish who was wearing swimsuits and who was not wearing swimsuits in gym class, which just blows my mind, Gator. It blows my mind.
I'm telling you, when you get a chance to talk to your father, ask him about it.
Now, he's gone. He's out of town. I sent him a text. He grew up in Cliffside Park, New Jersey. And his school literally was like PS number 44.
With the high school out there?
Yeah, I actually think I think that was his elementary school. I think he went to Cliffside Park High School.
Okay.
Yep.
But he was in high school in New Jersey, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And he didn't answer my text yet. But you might be right. You might be right.
Things were different back then.
Oh, were they?
A lot.
Anyway, I'll read that list coming up. If you follow us on Twitter, I tweeted out something that I just love. Did you see what the University of Pittsburgh football team's wearing?
Are they wearing throwbacks?
They are wearing the throwback uniforms to the Tony Dorsett era. And those uniforms are so much better than anything they've worn ever since.
It's 1976, for those keeping track at home.
Yeah.
They were national champions.
There are some times that the evolution of a uniform, it used to be so much better. I think that 95% of Lions fans prefer the Lions throwback jersey to the Lions regular jersey.
I think you're right.
I think most Lions fans prefer the logo with the blue and silver line in the background, that like 70s thing.
The old one with the longer tail.
It's kind of an elongated lion that's prowling,
yeah.
And then it's got the blue, Honolulu blue stripe behind it and the silver stripe behind it. I think most fans like that look better than, if I were to become president of the Detroit Lions, we'd either be throwbacks all the time or that look would somehow be incorporated on the helmet with the stripes, because I just love that.
Did you see, was it the was it Army or Army or Navy that did the helmets, redid their helmets?
No.
I want to say it's Navy, maybe. With
is this a shark helmet?
Yeah.
It's Air Force.
Was it Air Force?
Yes. Yeah, the Air Force shark helmet. Why were they doing that? Do you know?
Because they wanted to be awesome. I know it was one of the Armed Forces teams.
Air Force reveals Legacy Series shark tooth helmets.
It's awesome.
It is a pretty good
Great looking. Yeah, why would it be Army or Navy? They have iconic helmets.
Falcons wear for their September 10th game against Georgia State. A sneak peek at their entire Legacy Series uniform. Are there any old school uniforms that you like just a lot more than the current one?
I mean, the pit jerseys, those are great because I was a big Tony Dorsett fan growing up, and then I didn't watch him when he played at Pitt, but I went back and as a fan years later and wanted to see, old footage and saw, pictures and stuff. I have an autographed Tony Dorsett photo of him playing in those old Pitt uniforms. Those are great.
I'll tell you an old school look that I have never actually seen, and I'm not sure that it has ever been used. But if you go back and you look at pictures of Gibby when he played baseball at Michigan State, they had a white hat. The hat that the Spartans wore in baseball were white.
With a green brim?
It was a white hat, green brim, green S.
That looked pretty cool.
I have always thought Michigan State's helmets would be sweet if you inverted the colors and had a white helmet. They've never worn a white helmet, have they?
Not that I've ever remembered, but maybe they did back in the day. It'd be kind of cool to see.
I think a Michigan State white helmet would look sweet.
Well, and the days now that we live in where they change helmets and jerseys all the time. Not Michigan State necessarily, but Michigan State does it plenty. But other schools are doing this all the time. The alternative jersey, I could absolutely see that. At one point, going to an all-white helmet with the green logo. I think it'd look cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've never done that, at least in our lifetime. I might have.
Yeah, not in our lifetime.
Back when there were no face masks, they might have done it. But 248-539-9797.
Some of my favorite jerseys, the old Philadelphia Phillies, their old away jersey from the 70s, which was like a blue jersey, like a lighter blue.
Oh, that was a good look.
That had the dark red and white stripes.
Like a maroon. There was a maroon look to it.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
But it was like red, white, and blue. But the blue was a little bit almost a little bit lighter than Honolulu blue, but not sky blue, somewhere in between there. But that was because I was a Phillies fan back in the day with Greg Lazinski and Steve Carlton.
Of course, I love the old school Padre uniforms, the brown and gold, which they wear a brown and gold look, a modern version of that now, which I like a lot. 248-539-9797. All right. The show will reach its crescendo when we reveal who in Metro Detroit was swimming naked. Do we have some that were wearing suits, too?
Yeah, we got those coming in, too. I'm actually happy to see those.
Yeah, but you know what? How many of them before 1970, though?
None. Maybe one. I got to look here. Yeah, but most of them, obviously, not.
Yeah.
And I'm more interested to hear what music you're going to choose while we read this list. We'll get to that in 5 minutes. 97.1 to take.